So that glory and take me home. What joy shall fill my heart? Then I shall bow in humble adoration, and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. This hymn says in its third verse, and when I think that God, his Son not sparing, sent him to die, I scarce can take it in. That on the cross, my burden gladly bearing, he bled and died to take away my sin. And we know that because of this great act of love, this, as it says, the most supreme act of love of the Lord, that God sending his Son, sending Jesus to be there crucified for us in these times that now we have an opportunity to reach salvation for our souls, that he did, that he gave his life in that love for us. And someone may ask, well, the Lord did not know us in that time. He did not know about us in the future. But because of that sacrifice, we now have that beautiful opportunity. And not only that, but also the Lord has, in his great worry and fear for his church, he also has a man of God, a servant, an apostle of Jesus Christ, who is the head of this church and who looks out, who looks for the wellness of this church, and also who prays and fear for it. Like as we say that every morning before the sun rises, the man of God, the apostle, is praying in favor for the church, is giving words in a beautiful and powerful prayer to the Lord, asking for many blessings for us in this day, asking the Lord for him to take care of us in this day, that may nothing come to harm to us. Those are words of an apostle that showed love and care for the church of the Lord. And as we have said this verse 10, let it have been for the honor and the glory of the Lord. Amen. And now we shall meditate in the words of a psalm. And after this psalm, we shall go before the presence of the Lord to ask in favor for his holy apostle. May the Lord give him rest in this night. May he give him strength as well in those places where he is going to on this seventh journey, on this seventh tour, to those places to give the word of the Lord, to also it is places where the apostles go that they also give, that they also take with them many great gifts, many great talents, many great blessings for our brothers as well. And we shall do this prayer after we meditate in the words of this song that says like this, for the honor and glory of the Lord. Be merciful to me, O God, for men hotly pursue me all day long. They press their attack. My slanderers pursue me all day long. Many are attacking me in their pride. When I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, whose word I praise, in God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can mortal man do to me? All day long they twist my words. They are always plotting to harm me. They conspire, they lurk, they watch my steps, eager to take my life. On no account let them escape in your anger, O God. Bring down the nations. Record my laments. List my tears on your scroll. Are they not in your record? Then my enemies will turn back when I call for help. By this I will know that God is for me. In God, whose word I praise, in the Lord, whose word I praise. In God I trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? I am under vows to you, O God. I will present my thank offerings to you. For you have delivered me from death and my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before God in the light of life. And may this have been for the honor and the glory of the Lord. Let us go before the presence of the Lord, asking the favor for the Holy Apostle. Let us do this prayer for the honor and the glory of the Lord. We have prayed that we have done a favor from the Holy Apostle, that we have asked the Lord that in this night, when he goes to rest, may he send a company of angels to be at the side of the Holy Apostle, so that nothing may disturb him, nothing may give way to not giving him rest. No, but that in that rest, there will be new strength and health inside of him, because on this beautiful spiritual tour that the Lord has inspired his apostle to go on, that where the apostles go, they also take with them many great and beautiful blessings and many great and beautiful gifts for our brothers as well, and as much victories for for the apostle, but above everything else, we ask the Lord, may He give him a great abundance of happiness. And may our prayer to give for the Holy Apostle have been for the honor and glory. And now to continue giving praise and worship the name of the Lord, we shall do it with our second hymn, number 9 of our hymn books, that says in its first verse, "'Tis now, my dear Lord, that I dwell at your side. The sadness has fled far away from my heart. My cup's overflowing with all of your blessings. That is why I praise you, my God and my Lord." Let us sing our second hymn, number 9 of our hymn books. Let us sing it for the honor and the glory of the Lord.
Now, my dear Lord, that I dwell at your side, the sadness has fled far away from my heart. My cup's overflowing with all of your blessings. That is why I praise you, my God and my Lord. Please guide me, O Jesus, keep guiding me. Please guide me, my Lord, close to you, close to you. Keep guiding me, may evil not keep me away from your side. How precious the path that you left us to follow. There's no other road that will lead us to peace. You are like eternal fountain divine. O glorious footsteps of truth and of life. Please guide me, O Jesus, keep guiding me. Please guide me, my Lord, close to you, close to you. Keep guiding me. May evil not keep me away from your side. My soul is enjoying your heavenly grace. With great happiness we all honor your name. Your love has fulfilled me, your love satisfies me. And this is the work of a servant of God. Please guide me, O Jesus, keep guiding me. Please guide me, my Lord, close to you, close to you. Keep guiding me. May evil not keep me away from your side. My longings to be at the celestial palace, where sadness and pain will all come to pass. There will be no crying, there will be no death. That is where the servants of God now reside. Please guide me, O Jesus, keep guiding me. Please guide me, my Lord, close to you, close to you. Keep guiding me. May evil not keep me away from your side.
This hymn says in its second, or in its third verse, my soul is enjoying your heavenly grace. With great happiness we all honor your name. Your love has fulfilled me, your love satisfies me. And this is the work of the servant of God. And as we talked about last week in the word of the Lord, it is of everything that we receive that in we're evangelizing the word of the Lord, and we know that one day a brother who, by the inspiration of the Lord, one day came and knocked at our doors and tell us about a great of this church, and also that there was a man of God who was the gospel of Jesus Christ. To us, that was unheard of. To us, that was unknown. But because of that, because of those brothers taking that time to go and preach the word to us, that we are now here. We are happy being in the church of the Lord, and it is because we have learned all these things through the servants of God, through the apostle of Jesus Christ, that sending those brothers with also giving them the understanding and the knowledge of the will of the Lord, that they went to knock at our doors, and now we also give praise, glory, and worship to the name of the Lord as well. And for us, it is something that is very precious, that we have been very happy of being inside this church. And may our second hymn have been the honor and the glory of the Lord. And now we shall go before the presence of the Lord and ask Him in favor for all of our brothers in the body of ministers who are going and giving this word out to all those who do not know about it. But we will first remember our sister Alma and also our sister Eve. May the Lord continue to give them strength and health as well. may the Lord also give us, as we have seen, that strength to continue to join the apostle in this spiritual tour. That may the Lord continue to help them as well as our sister Anna and her sister Eve working in the name of the Lord. And also we will pray for all the brothers who are out there giving this word, for our brother Salatiel as well, who may the Lord in his return on his journey back here with us. May the Lord keep him safe on the road, on the travels. May the Lord bring him back safely with each and every one of us. And now, and we will remember all of our brothers who are out there giving this word to us, but we will also remember our brother who was sent from this place to the places of Africa. We will remember our brother Hosanna as well. May the Lord continue to bless our brother and continue to bless all of our brothers in those places of the missions of the house of the Lord. And now let us do this prayer for the honor and the glory of the Lord.
I wait.
We are praying that we have given to the Lord, that we have prayed and remembered for all our brothers in the body of ministers. The Lord continue to help all of our brothers who have that desire, who have that feeling of helping the apostle in this work, in this job of giving the word to all those who do not know about it, because the word of the Lord will reach all the ends of the earth. So in this manner, that many nations become, that they surrender themselves before the grace of the Lord, giving glory and worship to his name. But we will also remember all of our brothers. May the Lord continue to bless them, giving them strength and health each day. And now to remember the word of the Lord in the sacrament, even if it is for a moment, we will read what it first says in the second book of Timothy, chapter 2, verse 20. It says like this: in the honor and glory of the Lord. In a large house there are articles not only of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay. Some are for noble purposes, and some for ignoble, for the honor and glory of the Lord. The brothers will take their seats in this afternoon, and then your brother in this afternoon, giving the word of the Lord this afternoon, that which was given to your brother, was to remember the words of the holy apostle that he gave to us the day of yesterday, and it is to remember the gifts or talents in the church of the Lord. And here, as when he first read, that in a large house there are articles, not only of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay. Some are for noble purposes, and some for ignoble. And as it continues saying, if a man cleanses himself from the latter, he will be an instrument for noble purposes, made holy, useful to the master, and prepared to do any good work for the honor and the glory of the Lord. And as we know, each gift or each talent that the Lord gives to us has its purpose, has its own um, unique feature or design that has been given to us. And as it says here, that in one time, these utensils, these tools were used for the wrong purposes, if at one time, that now they have been transformed for good, that now, as the Spirit of the Lord said through His holy apostle, that because of the baptism, we have been washed of our old selves, that in those times, that according to what we knew or to what the teachings of men said to us of how to serve the Lord, or many of us did not serve the Lord at all, or did not even know about the about churches in the Lord. But as it says, even if they were used in those times for bad purposes, that now that they have been washed to be used for a good purpose, for a good benefit for the church of the Lord. And in verse 20, it does not say that only the utensils or these articles that were made of gold and silver were used for only noble purposes. And and for the ones of wood and clay for the ignoble, it could be either or. The gold articles may have been used for ignoble purposes as well for the noble purposes, but we have seen that these different that all this, that now that they have been washed, they are now are used to have a good purpose in the house of the Lord. And a gift, as also the Spirit of the Lord through the apostle said, what is a gift? And what happens when one receives a gift? The gift is a present from someone else to another, and we know who we have received this gift, who we received this talent from. It is from the Lord. And because of this, when one receives the gift, they receive a small portion of the grace of God that helps them in the church of the Lord. But not only for the talents will a brother be able to save himself, no, it is through the help of the Lord as well. That this is just another help, another push, another meaning to help us in this path to continue walking in this path, because being in the grace of the Lord, it helps us to stay firm in this church, because we know that there are times when the enemy will try to take away these blessings from us that we have received, that are used to give to help the church of the Lord, but also to give glory to the name of the Lord. But the Lord, those gifts that each one has received, each one is unique, and not all of them are the same. As it says in the book of Romans, we will read what it says in the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 3. It says like this: for the honor and glory. For by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment in accordance with the measure of faith God has given to you, for the honor and the glory of the Lord. In this part, we know that because of these talents and these gifts that we have said, that not only through the gifts or talents will the brother be able to save himself, no, but it's also through the help of the Lord. But also, when the Lord gives us these gifts, it is not to put one above another, or it is to say that you have more gifts or talents, so you are beneath me. No. As we come to know, we are all unique. We are all same to the Lord in His eyes. And if He has given this to us, it is to help us in this path. It is to help us as much as it can help us, but also help our brothers as well to continue in this path. Because as we are walking, so are all of our brothers, and we have come to the understanding through the word of the Lord, through His holy apostle, that we must also help each, every one of us as well, that we must help each other to continue walking in this beautiful path, because that these gifts and these talents that He has given to us, that we have said have their own purpose, have their own, they have their own specific design that they were made for, and that as an example, the Spirit of the Lord, the Apostle said, that there are utensils or tools that are used for eating, and also tools and utensils that are used for construction, or in other examples, tools to fix a tire, tools to also make to to make food as well. And as he said, or are we, and every tool has its own purpose, or are we going to use, as an example, a spoon to change a tire? You know, that there is tools, that there are wrenches, that there are jacks that help with that job, and using the right tool for the job. And as it is given to us, that these different gifts have their own unique purpose that helps out, that helps in build and help the Lord, the brother in the house of the Lord, to help them continue in this beautiful path. And as he says, as the diversity, and not everyone receives the same gift, as it says in the First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 7. It says like this: "We honor the Lord. I wish that all men were as I am, but each man has his own gift from God. One has this gift, another has that, for the honor and the glory of God." And as we have said, that these have their own uses, have their own purposes of uses, and as the Lord also, through His holy apostle, said, that no one is exempt from receiving a gift that is not from the Lord. We have all received a gift or a talent from the Lord, as spiritual or even in material things. In the spiritual things, it is like singing to the Lord, or it is giving or preaching the word of the Lord, or the memory that comes up here to explain or to give the remembrance of the word of the Lord here, that they can do so with such a beautiful expression of the word of the Lord. There are brothers who have that gift, brothers who know how to compose songs and hymns for the honor and the glory of the Lord as well. That brothers that have been blessed with these gifts from the Lord, but also the material things, that having knowledge, or as the examples, having knowledge in construction, or even having a gift and knowing how to help people through healing, through medicine, through brothers who have that knowledge, or who have been given that gift to help brothers in that healing, or even in the examples of also having some kind of cooking skill or culinary skill, because when brothers come to visit us and the brother asks us to go and prepare something for the brother, that it is not only just going out to go and purchase fast food or just something fast food. Sometimes the brother has to know how to prepare a meal, because the brothers, as they are preaching the word of the Lord, they sometimes do not always have all the nutritions that help them to help their bodies, but in that carefulness, in that knowledge that the brother has of making something that would be not only healthy and beneficial to the brother, but also something that can help the brother, and also in this work, all of these gifts, all of these talents, it is to help in the church of the Lord. And as your brother remembers from a couple of years back, that the apostle who that the apostle Samuel, that he organized a meeting for all of the youth to go to attend in those places of Texas. It was for education. It was, as it's known as the APS conference, a conference that is held to have different workshops, different areas that have different information of things that the youth can do after they graduate high school, to go into college, to learn a certain degree, to learn a certain skill or a certain job that they can help. But all of this was so in them learning this skill, in them receiving that degree or knowledge, it was to help the church of the Lord as brothers who go and study, who are now architects. And we have seen what type of fruits, what type of blessings the Lord has given to those brothers, as the apostle Mason in those places of El Salvador. He called to all of those professionals, to all those brothers who had that degree of architecture, because as he said, that he had a desire to build a church, a city in that place, that he met with all of them. And that is a blessing in itself, to speak with the holy apostle of these desires that he has. But all of this is to help the church of the Lord. It is to help us, because that is the carefulness, the worry that the apostles have in favor for the church, that they are doing, that they are asking us to do these things, or to use our gifts or talents, is to help the church of the Lord, because that is why the Lord has sent an apostle to us. Because, and as we know, for many of us, or for all of us here, that we experienced in the month of December in 2014, that without an apostle, we could not save ourselves, that we did not have any validity from the Lord, and we knew that without an apostle, we did nothing. But the Lord, in His great mercy and His great blessings, He did not leave us alone. He has and left His holy apostle, who is now inviting us to use these gifts, these talents, to help the church of the Lord. Because as the Lord revealed to him on the 8th of December, that if today he saw this church, he saw his people, his nation in great numbers, that he would multiply it even more. That seems this is a great blessing that the Lord has manifested to us, and we are being witnesses of this beautiful promise that the Lord is accomplishing, or um, that is being fulfilled each and every day, as we hear of more brothers that are conquered for the glory of the Lord, but now are giving praise and glory to His name. And we know that all of this, that all these blessings, everything that this is being done, it is to help us in this church to continue in this path, to never leave this path, because where else will we go? We cannot go anywhere else where we can find life for our spirits, our souls, that now give praise and glory to the name of the Lord. And we will also read what it says in the 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 4 and on. It says like this: for the honor and the glory. There are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are different kinds of service, but the same Lord. There are different kinds of working, but the same God works all of them in all men. Now to each one of the manifestations of the Spirit is given for the common good. To one, there is given through the Spirit the message of wisdom. To another, the message of knowledge by means of the same Spirit. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, gifts of healing, that one Spirit. To another, miraculous powers. To another, prophecy. To another, distinguishing between spirits. To another, speaking in different kinds of tongues. And to still another, the interpretation of tongues. For the honor and the glory of God. And as in this part, it just lists of many things, many gifts, or many talents that one brother may have, but all of them have a work, have a use in the church of the Lord. And as it says, as it continues saying in verse 11, all these are the work of one and the same Spirit, and he gives them to each one, just as he determines. The body is a unit. Though it is made up of many parts, and though all its parts are many, they form one body, so it is with Christ. For the honor and the glory of God. And as this part, that the Spirit of the Lord in this part of the Bible that explains to us that having these different gifts as an example, he also mentions of how the body also has its different uses, its different purposes as well. And as it continues saying in verse 14, now the body is not made up of one part, but many. If the foot should say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason cease to be part of the body, for the honor and the glory of the Lord. And we know that all of these gifts, all of these talents, these blessings that we receive from the Lord, it is to have its own purpose, and brothers will not have their own, will have the same gift or talent, but they will have different ones, while all of them will help to construct, to build, to fortify this church, the church of the Lord, to help our brothers, and not only our brothers, but to bring more souls who will one day come to this church to give praise and glory to the name of the Lord. While all of this is to give that praise, that glory to the name of the Lord. And as this, and because of this, the Lord asks us to continue forward, to never back down, to never be ashamed of these things that he has given to us, as it says in the 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 5. It says like this in the honor of the Lord. For in him you have been enriched in every way, in all your speaking and all your knowledge, because our testimony about Christ was confirmed in you. Therefore you do not lack any spiritual gifts, as you eagerly wait for our Lord Jesus Christ to be revealed. For the honor, and it says in verse 8 as well, he will keep you strong to the end, so that you will be blameless on the day of our Lord Jesus Christ. For the honor and the glory of the Lord. And as well as the Spirit of the Lord remembered to us about brothers who have been using these talents and these gifts to help the church of the Lord, that he said as well that the Lord is writing all of these things down. The Lord has not forgotten about those works, about those times when we have given that help, that we have shown that sacrifice to the Lord. The Lord has it written, he has not forgotten our work, that because of this, as it says in verse 8, he will keep you strong to the end, so that you will be blameless on the day of our Lord Jesus Christ. For the honor and the glory of the Lord. And because of this, keeping us in these gifts, helping the church of the Lord, it helps to build and give more fruits, more if the word fits, more product, more of these fruits, so on that day that the Lord may read and give testimony of all the things that we did to help the Lord, and not only in the house of the Lord, but also giving this word to those who know about it, to those who will one day come to this church to also serve the Lord, that all of this will be helped to us on that day. And as we will read, and will be the last chapter of the Bible that we will read, it is what it says in the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 10. It says like this: for the honor and the glory of the Lord. God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. We want each of you to show this same diligence to the very end in order to make your hope sure. We do not want you to become lazy, but to imitate those who through faith and patience inherit what has been promised, for the honor and the glory of the Lord. And yes, as we have come to the understanding and that we know greatest blessing from us. Or when people will tell us why we do these things, or that we do these things for wrong purposes, but all of that should be to help us, because we know that if they are telling us that, it is because the enemy does not want us giving this talent, does not want us working this talent, this gift, for the help of the Lord, for the help of the church, but it is because the enemy is always trying to take away his blessings from us. But as we have trusted in the Lord, and us being with the Lord, who will be against us? Nobody can be against the Lord. When we are with the Lord, we are secure, and we will have that beautiful triumph. And may the word of the Lord that we have remembered in this afternoon, may it have been from the honor and glory. And also your brother, if any word that your brother said that may have been put in a wrong a bad interpretation for your brother that says something that your brother asks for forgiveness, or your brother has not come here to offend anybody, but to fulfill this blessing that your brother has received in this afternoon. And may this that we have remembered have been for the honor and the glory of the Lord. And now to give glory to the name of the Lord for everything that we have received so far and to this moment, we will sing the hymn number 362 of our hymn books that said in the first verse, "My Lord and King is very rich. He left this earth, and a talent he left me. He said that one day he would return, and not to be lazy, but be working for him." And we will sing this hymn number 362. And in the last verse, we will go and kneel before the presence of the Lord. And in our prayer, we will ask first in favor for his holy apostle, that the Lord continue to give him strength, and that the Lord continue to give him health as well. That in this night, may he send a company of angels to be at his side, so that nothing may disturb him. And we will also remember our brothers who are going through times of necessities, times of, of these times where may the Lord help them and give answer to those necessities that they may be going through. And we will also remember our brothers in the different places, in the different missions. May the Lord continue to help each and every one of our brothers. And we will sing this hymn, number 362. We will sing it for the honor and the glory of the Lord. The Lord King is very rich. He left this earth, and a talent he left me. He said that one day he would return, and not to be lazy, but be working for him. Oh Lord, bless the talent which you have given to me, and multiply it, Lord, and multiply it, Lord. Let your holy name be always good, and allow my faith to grow. But joy I have because I received. It was given to me the day I was baptized. I was also told that my faults were erased, and with his blood he came to rescue my soul. Oh Lord, bless the talent which you have given to me, and multiply it, Lord, and multiply it, Lord. Let your holy name be always sanctified, and allow my faith to grow. And now that I'm free to fulfill my job and work on the talent that Jesus gave to me,
I was built upon that spiritual house. My joy will always be to exalt His name. Oh Lord, bless the talent which you have given to me, and multiply it, Lord, and multiply it, Lord. Let your holy name be always sanctified, and allow my faith to grow. United to my brethren, I will be, because we are kin of the heart and of faith. I will use that talent that Jesus gave to me, so that when He returns, He may find faith in us. Oh Lord, bless the talent which you have given to me, and multiply it, Lord, and multiply it, Lord. Let your holy name be always sanctified, and allow my faith to grow.
We are prayer that we have given to the Lord for all the necessities that are in the church. Lord, may the Lord have heard this prayer, and may the Lord answer it to all the needs, all the necessities, and the times of desperation, the times of necessity that our brothers may be going through. And may the Lord also remember all of our brothers in the different missions as well. And in our final prayer, we give to the Lord, it is to give praise and worship to His name. May the Lord, because we know that the Lord gives to us many great blessings, and as the apostle has taught us and has asked us to give praise and glory to His name as well, because He has the authority, He has all the power, He has all the necessity, He has all those powers, and because through Him we have received many great blessings. So let us go before the presence of the Lord to give praise, worship, and glory to His name. Let us do the prayer of God and God. worship that we have given to the Lord. May the Lord have received this, and also the consecration, remembering the word of the Lord, and also our hymn and our prayers and favor for the necessities. May the Lord have received all of this as a beautiful presence before Him in this time. And the final desire of the brother is may the peace and the grace of the Lord continue dwelling in each and every one of your hearts. O si no podemos, pues, se puede o si no me llega.
No, I won't tell you. Hey. Oh, wow. I'm just kidding. I'll show you. Well, I have to show you because it's in my car. Oh, thank you. But I'm not trying to rush you.
No, oh my God, is it?
I wish.
Oh.
Oh, that's a huge letdown. I'm sorry.
Oh, let me turn off this.